Welcome to Galveston Unscripted. The following is a story from Doug McLean describing the restoration process and fabrication of the figurehead of the 1877 Tall Ship Elissa. Doug McLean was part of the original crew that began restoring the Elissa when it arrived in Galveston from Greece in 1979. Doug is a fantastic storyteller with a passion for Galveston history. Enjoy this quick story on the figurehead of the 1877 Tall Ship Elissa.
When I was working on the restoration of the Elissa, we had to have a figurehead carved. This was real critical. The figurehead on a historic ship, 1800s, was usually the daughter of the shipbuilder or some very prominent person in the family of the shipbuilder, the ship owner. We don't have any images of the original ship. We do have some originals, but they don't show the figurehead. So we had to come up with a model of some kind. Well, how are we going to do this? Well, we had a young girl who was an A&M student, Texas A&M Maritime. She was on the volunteer crew. The chief rigger, who was the 6'6" bearded guy from San Francisco, thought that she would be the perfect figurehead model. So they hired this sculptor named Eli Kozlinski from New York. And Eli had been a part of South Street Seaport in New York and was a sculptor and carved in wood and everything. And he was the perfect guy to do it. So Eli came down here and he said, well, I can't just see her. We're going to have to work this out and so that I get this composition right. So what they did is, of course, Steve, who's the chief rigger, said, okay, let me handle this. He figured out how to take this young 19 or 20-year-old girl and literally strap her to the front of the ship with ropes, tying her arms back behind her. And I'm not kidding, round the bow of the ship. Not only did he convince the powers that be that were paying for all this, that this was a legitimate request, also convinced this young girl that she was going to allow herself to be strapped on the front of this ship. And Eli took a whole series of photographs of it and sketches and everything else and took those back to his studio on the Strand and carved the figurehead, and it is absolutely beautiful for it. So it was a great story, great event to be there for, with a great outcome.
So that's the figurehead we see today.
That's the figurehead.
I love it. Be sure to check out the full interview with Doug McLean on his new statue, Hope. We cover Galveston history, Pompeo Capini and his lost sculpture, life on the island, and much, much more. A link to the full interview will be in the description below. For historic resources or more information, check out the episode description.